Hello and welcome to Yoga with Kate. My name is Kate and we are going to be doing a yoga practice that focuses on the hamstrings, the hips, and the lower back. We'll have a little bit of movement throughout and I will not be adding in music. That way you're welcome to pair your favorite music to this practice on your phone or computer. And that way you can personalize this practice to feel supportive to you and what you're needing today. I look forward to practicing with you, and we'll go ahead and get started in a seated position. Straightening the spine and rolling the shoulders away from the ears, allowing for the hips to stay planted and for the palms to rest on our knees. Coming back to our bodies, noticing how we're feeling in this moment. Slowly we'll lower one ear over towards the right. Nodding yes, nodding no, noticing how it feels on the left side of our neck. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Slowly nodding yes, nodding no, exploring how it feels on the right side of your neck. Inhale, coming back to center. We'll lower the chin down to the chest and begin to rock the head from side to side, noticing how that elongating motion feels on the back. Whenever you're ready, we'll begin to take full circles, lowering one ear to one shoulder, lowering the chin down to the chest, coming back up. As we take these next circles, exploring how we're feeling in our muscles, in our back, and in our neck. Inhale, coming back to center. And on the exhale, seeing if we can let that go. We'll breathe in, lifting through the chest, looking back behind us. Exhale, rolling the back, chin to chest. Taking these seated cat-cows at your own pace, breathing in, filling the lungs, looking up. Exhale, rolling the back, looking down to the belly button. Pairing one breath, one movement, taking this at your own pace. On the inhale, coming back to center, we're going to stagger the feet. The right foot comes out in front of the left. Breathing in, straightening the spine, and on the exhale, we'll walk our hands out towards the top of the mat. Noticing how we're feeling in our hips, in our glutes, and in our hamstrings. On the inhale, walking our hands back. We'll stagger the feet in the other direction, so this time our left foot is in front, the right foot is tucked. Breathing in, filling the lungs, and on the exhale, walking the hands out. Seeing if we can surrender to gravity, allowing for the tension to release in the shoulders, in the neck, in the lower back, in our hips. On the inhale, walking the hands back in, straightening the spine, releasing the feet. We'll plant the heels of our feet and windshield wiper the knees from side to side, using our hands behind us as a prop. Getting some movement into the hips as we do this windshield wiper motion. Coming back into that seated position, the soles of the feet come together, the knees apart, straightening the spine, breathing in, lifting tall through the chest, and on the exhale, we'll walk the hands in front of us, taking a seated butterfly pose. Inhale, rising up, walking the hands back in, releasing the legs, coming into that seated position once again. Maybe we get some movement, some wiggles in our spine, and make our way into a tabletop position. Taking cat-cows once again, dropping the belly, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, rolling the back, shifting our gaze towards the belly button. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, rolling the back. Noticing how these cat-cows feel slightly different than the others. Taking whatever natural, organic movement feels good in your body here. On the inhale, coming back to center, we'll kick the left leg behind us, drawing circles with the hips, maybe drawing circles with the ankles. And whenever you're ready, we'll step that left leg through next to the hands, noticing how we feel in this low lizard lunge. Maybe we come down onto our forearms, or maybe we stay onto our palms. Noticing how we're feeling in the front leg as well as the back leg. Maybe we shift from side to side and seeing how sensation moves, gets deeper. On the inhale, walking the hands back in. We're going to shift to a half split and then coming back into a runner's lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, runner's lunge. Maybe we continue to shift back and forth, pairing our breath with our movement. Or if staying in one position feels good to you, you can do that as well. body, coming back into that runner's lunge, we'll lift the back leg and step our right foot to meet our left. Finding a forward fold, maybe taking ragdoll by grabbing onto our elbows, shifting from side to side. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins, the back is flat. Exhale, forward fold, planting the palms, stepping the feet back. We're going to keep the right foot planted, the left foot comes to the back of the mat, taking that lizard lunge on this side. Shifting our weight, noticing if forearms is accessible or not. Listening to our body and meeting our body where it's at. We may notice that going from one side to the other, different things feel good. So honoring the side of the body where you're at in this moment. On the inhale, walking the hands back, shifting between runner's lunge and half splits. Varying our breath, exhale, half splits, inhale, runner's lunge. If you'd like to stay in one of the postures, maybe we do so. And whenever you're ready, we'll slowly come back into that runner's lunge and stepping back into a tabletop position. Lifting the right leg, drawing circles with that hip, drawing circles with the ankle. Seeing if we can continue to bring movement into our legs. We'll switch, lifting up that left leg and doing the same, kicking it back. And then we'll step the left leg behind the right so that our legs are crossed. And we'll shift our hips back into a child's pose variation. Noticing that release in the lower back. Noticing how this might feel a little different than a typical child's pose. Inhale, coming back to center, planting the left foot down. We'll kick the right leg back, seeing if we can bring the right knee behind the left, crossing the legs, and on the exhale, sitting the hips back to meet our ankles for this variation of child's pose. On the inhale, coming back into that tabletop, we're going to step the left foot out to the side, and on the inhale, we'll reach the right arm up towards the sky, and on the exhale, sewing the arm through, noticing how this feels in the lower back, how this feels in the shoulders. As we explore this twist, continuing to breathe. And on the inhale, untwisting, reaching the right arm towards the sky. And on the exhale, planting it down to the mat. We'll step that left foot back into that tabletop position, taking the same thing on the other side. Right leg goes wide, left hand rises. Exhale, sewing the arm through. On the inhale, rising up once again, untwisting, reaching the left arm towards the sky. We'll tuck the toes, sitting our hips back towards the feet. If this feels super intense, maybe we keep our hands planted. It's here with the toes tucked that we're stretching the fascia. If you'd like to take a variation of rabbit pose, you can, and if not, feel free to stay here, seated with the spine straight above the feet. Whenever you're ready, creating a ball with the hands behind us, and then bringing that ball over towards the left side, lowering the head towards the left shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhale, taking the ball over towards the right side, leaning the head over towards the right shoulder and exploring the stretch on the left side of the neck. Inhale, coming back to center, planting the palms, tapping out the feet. We'll come into a seated position once again. And slowly making our way, laying down onto the mat. If you'd like to hug in the knees towards the chest, you're welcome to do so. If it feels good to rock from side to side while you're in this posture, feel free to do so. As we do this, we may notice a massaging sensation on the lower back and on the hips. We'll take a supine twist, allowing for the legs to fall over towards the right side. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. Noticing where we're holding on to tension and seeing if we can release it. On the inhale, coming back to center, and on the exhale, we'll take the twist onto the other side. Keeping both shoulders planted, releasing the tension in the lower back, in the neck, and in the face. On the inhale, coming back to center, hugging the knees in once again. And slowly we'll plant the feet onto the mat, allowing for our feet to walk out wide. And slowly, with intention, we'll allow the knees to come towards one another, almost like we're making a triangle with the legs. In this posture, we may notice a release of tension in the lower back. Maybe we adjust how wide our feet are and notice the differences in sensation as we do so. On the inhale, walking the feet back in, and this time we'll bring the soles of our feet together, the knees apart for a reclined butterfly. If it feels good to you, maybe we use no props. If you would like props, maybe you can put them underneath the side of your thighs to give your legs some support. coming back, bringing the knees together, allowing for the soles of the feet to be on the floor. We'll walk the feet out towards the bottom of the mat, allowing for our shoulders to rest down on the earth. Giving ourselves a body scan starting with the crown of our head, allowing for the muscles in our forehead to relax. For the space in between our eyebrows to relieve of any tension. For our eyelids to grow heavy and to close completely. For the shoulders to melt down in towards the earth. For the tummy to rise and fall, rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. For the legs to grow heavy and for the feet to part at the corners of our mat. Continuing to stay here and to breathe. Slowly bringing movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Maybe stretching our arms up overhead, pointing the toes, getting a good morning stretch. Whenever you're ready, we'll slowly, taking our time, make our way into a seated position. Straightening the spine, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, breathing, noticing how our body feels now versus how it did at the beginning of our practice. Whenever you're ready, circle sweeping the arms up overhead, bringing our palms to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.